This is the show where two friends from different parts of the world discuss all things, all elite wrestling. And one of them actually knows what they're talking about. We'll let you decide. Welcome to the Beauty and the Beard Pro Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Woody and Sarah.
Excuse me, Sarah. Excuse me.
Yes.
But did Vicky Guerrero just drop a bombshell on us tonight?
She dropped a nuke on us.
Wow. I mean, look, this show definitely wasn't perfect, but
no,
it was newsworthy as we continue the trend of like big surprises on Dynamite after AEW pay-per-views.
Yeah.
That seems to be a theme. And I kind of like that theme because it builds excitement for that post pay-per-view Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a lot to get into for this special AEW Dynamite review for Friday, June 4th, 2021. Also, I want to remind everybody out there to please go visit Sarah's Twitter profile. Just as a reminder, if you're not familiar with it, Sarah, unfortunately, she lost a wager with me from our Double or Nothing prediction show where she chose Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston to beat the Young Bucks. And as we all know, that did not happen. So because of that, I have control over her profile picture, her bio, and her banner for her Twitter profile for the week. So we still have a few days left to have some fun there with her profile. And it has been fun this week for me, and for other people, not so much for Sarah.
No.
Nope. Yep. But so please keep your eyes on her profile, because I'm just gonna tell you it's gonna get better as the week goes on. Better for me, not for her.
I'm recording this on the Saturday.
Yes. Yes, we are recording it on Saturday.
The Saturday installment of the profile changed.
Oh.
Turned into a Raw account.
As of right now, anybody that looks at Sarah's profile will see that she is the number one source for everything that is WWE Monday Night Raw. And that is the opposite of what Sarah is.
What's crazy is we do an AEW podcast. Like, what the hell's going on?
Oh,
I was fuming when I saw that. Fuming.
It looks so weird seeing you tweet. It
looks so bizarre.
Every time you tweet today, I'm like, oh, look at the Raw logo.
Somebody literally put, "Why have you got Raw in your profile picture?" And I was just like,
yeah, I saw that.
I lost a bet.
That is great. I love how you're having to explain to everybody, like, look, no, this is like one day she was Bieber, one day she was just a huge advertisement for the Young Bucks killing the business. And tomorrow is going to be even better. It's an evolving thing, everybody. It is going to evolve into its final form on Wednesday.
Let me just reiterate something that I learned off my mum. Revenge is a dish best served cold.
I hope I never lose a bet with you. That's please. I hope I never lose after the way the rest of this week is going to go. So.
Are you pushing your luck?
I know. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna. I may just never bet anything with you again. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead, and we're not gonna take any more. I don't want to gamble with my life. I'm just kidding. We'll do another one. I'll give you a fair shot. So,
thanks.
That's what I'm here for. So, Sarah.
Yes.
Are you ready to talk some Dynamite?
I am. Let's go.
All right. The Young Bucks versus Penta and Pac kicked off tonight's show with a match that fit perfectly in the opening slot. And because this was a non-title match, some of the near falls actually had me convinced that Penta and Pac might actually pull this win off against the tag champs. But ultimately, it was decided by the camera work of one Brandon Cutler as he smashed Pac with the camera, allowing Nick Jackson to get the pinfall victory. Afterwards, they proceeded to beat down Penta, until who came out to make the save? One of your boys, Eddie.
My
Eddie
boy,
Kingston.
Eddie Kingston.
Yep. So how did you like this opener?
Look, we all know my love-hate relationship with the Bucks really exists.
Yeah.
They are amazing, but I don't like them. However,
It's okay.
this was by far the best match on the entire show.
Agreed.
It was a fantastic opener. I mean, I don't think you'd have got a bad match with these four in the ring anyway. Like, we know the history between the Bucks and, like, you know, Lucha Brothers themselves. Then obviously there's Pac with the Elite, like the Kenny thing. So there's a lot in it, and the Bucks were like full on A-hats.
It's such a good way, though.
I'm really struggling now to tell the difference between each book, because now they look so identical. I'm just like, my mind keeps getting confused, and the only way I can tell now who's who is when, like, I noticed that one of their like head of hair looks really weird, and I go, oh, that's Nick.
That's Nick. Yeah,
that's Nick with the weird ginger hair thing going on.
You know, we also got some news in this about Jon Moxley, that he is injured after he took like 57 BTE triggers from the Young Bucks at Double or Nothing. So how do you feel about that?
He's gone off being a daddy. Leave him alone.
Okay.
He's got a paternity leave.
We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we've been calling it since Revolution. So
we knew it. We were right this time. No, yeah, you're right. We did this time.
We were like, no, it can't be this. But Renee's literally ready to, like, you know, have a child. So you can't blame the guy. So it's just Eddie solo, and we know Eddie's got a few, you know, skeletons in his closet to do with Penta and Pac and all that. So it's a very interesting save.
It was.
We did find out his reasons for it later on. So
we did. Hey, what do you think about Frankie Kazarian, the Elite Hunter, stalking from the crowd and taking out Knack? I mean, absolutely, you like this as much as me?
Yeah. I just thought it was brilliant because he just literally folded the barrier. It was just 1 minute it was up, next minute it was down. And I love how, like, you just, like, we know that this is what he's doing, but you still don't expect it to happen because he literally comes from nowhere.
I love this. It's really cool because, you know, we wondered what was going to happen with Frankie after the Bucks, you know, broke him up. I was interested to see what would happen with a Kaz singles run, and I'm digging this. Even if we're not seeing matches, just these things like this are going to further his character. So when he does have another match,
I think this is going to build in with a feud. This has got to be a long-term, like, reason behind it, because he's got so much reason to hate them.
Hate the Elite,
yeah, that he, like, you can 100% see why he would go down this road. I mean, I'd go after people if they did that.
Yeah.
And I'm like 5'2", so you know, I don't get far, but
I still wouldn't mess with you.
Maybe if I wore my boots, I'd be fine. But
6'1" with the boots
gives me an extra 2 inches roughly.
Okay.
I'm now 5'4".
Put them up. All right. So then we got an interview segment in the ring with Tony Schiavone and the newest member of the AEW team. Well, the newest member for about 60 seconds because a new one was about to walk out.
Stole your thunder, dude.
just a little bit. But as we all know, the world's strongest man is going to be a part of the new AEW show Rampage, which is debuting August 13th. So Mark Henry, you know, came out for this interview. And although he's going to be an analyst, he did say he has a lot left in the tank. So a match at some point isn't out of the question. But then we heard the all too familiar voice of Vicky Guerrero. Nails on the chalkboard.
Like, look, Vicky Guerrero is, like, you know, a legend in her own right. And
she is.
She's like probably, like, in, like, real life, really, really nice. But her voice literally is like nails on a chalkboard to me. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's really lovely, and I wouldn't mess with
Yeah.
her. But
No.
It's just very piercing shrill.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say.
It achieves what its goal
What it's
is
meant
supposed to be, what is supposed to drive you crazy, and it absolutely
It
does
literally makes
drive
you
me
want to
crazy.
suck your insides up inside you more. It's just
Yeah.
you know, like when you step on a Lego and you go, ooh, like that. That's what it's like.
Exactly. So yeah, she came out to introduce us to her newest client. And Sarah, I'm gonna let you do this because you say his name much better than I do. Who is Vicky's new client?
Andrade.
Yes, that's it. Andrade is all elite, y'all.
I was sort of right.
She did her pick for the Casino
the
Battle
Joker.
Royale Joker. Yes, was who?
Andrade.
Okay, last time. Yeah, that was her pick, and she was not correct about that, but he was already signed, so he could have easily been that.
He was coming a few days later.
Yep, they saved him for this, and that was awesome. I left my couch for this one.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right, so like the Mark Henry stuff, like he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I want him to like beat up Brian Cage so much, like just like knock his face inside out. Just like I just think it'd be hilarious. Or like Miro, you know, people that think they're big tough, and then go against Mark Henry and go, see how tough you are. Go on. That would be amazing. I still love the fact that this show is debuting on Friday the 13th. It's still giving me a kick, even like now. Every time they mention it, I'm like, Friday the 13th, you guys are weird.
Wasn't planned at all.
No. And then obviously when Andrade came out and he said, I used to be the face of Latinos, but today I am the new face of All Elite Wrestling. And I was just like, he's actually signed, so he's not just like randomly turning up. He's actually here.
Yeah, that's right. Because
my brain was like, he's already challenged Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could we see him going against Miro? Like for the TNT championship? Like, because that'd be fun.
Because you're right. He is challenging Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega Championship in AAA Mexico. So that's going to happen on the AAA, one of their pay-per-views, Triple Mania, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
So,
but we could have a tease on AEW.
I know. Are they going to? I wonder if they're going to kind of build that feud somewhat on, Dynamite for that pay-per-view, and then if Andrade wins the AAA title, does he then start sporting that on AEW TV on a regular basis? Put it in Kenny's face that he took one of his belts from him. So I don't know.
Look at AEW playing nice with all the other friends that they have.
I know. Yeah, man, this is interesting.
It's called sharing.
It is sharing. Let's just all have fun together.
Yeah, we'll all help each other out.
Exactly. So do you like, honestly, the pairing of Vicky Guerrero with Andrade?
I would prefer Selena Vega to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're getting that.
No.
I don't think necessarily she's going to be too much involved, because I think it's just kind of to get him that heel heat.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think it's going to be like
every time.
Yeah, because also like apparently in WWE it's because he couldn't speak good English. I'm sorry, but he speaks fine.
Yeah, he's fine to me.
I mean, does he really need somebody? But to get heel heat, what better person to put him with?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. Like, he'd be fine without her. But then again, everyone loves him at the moment because he's like one of the big names that has just come in. So to get him that heel, like nobody was booing him.
Yeah.
People didn't understand who it was to begin with, because we're not used to hearing his his actual name in that way it said it. So again, I was a bit confused, but
exactly.
to get in that heel heat, he's gonna have to like really work for it, because it's like Britt Baker, she's heel, but like you wouldn't think it.
No.
So
and Vicky is a heat magnet. So
100%.
If you're wanting to get that, having her with him a few times to get it rolling might be good, even if she backs off after a while.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure I'd be a huge fan of her with him all the time either.
No, I guess
nothing against Vicky, but
no. I think we'll just have to see how it works out because, I mean, Zelina Vega, when she was with him, she did obviously all the talking for him and stuff.
Yeah. But
I don't think he needs that. And also, like we've seen with Miro, like people that are heels with accents or like a wrestler with an accent, it sounds really good anyway, especially if you're trying to be a heel.
Yeah.
Because you can flip into your native language and like call somebody whatever you want and then just flip back into English. So it's great.
I know.
I don't see a problem. I never understood that with WWE. I just didn't understand it. But
no.
Hey,
and
honestly, it should be fun.
Sounds like you're speaking better English than me. I mean, y'all hear me on here all the time.
Anybody speaks better English than you did.
And there we go. Walked right into that. I didn't. I didn't realize if I put it on the TV, you're going to hit a home run.
Next.
And then we got Cody Rhodes. Walked right into that one.
You really walked into that one.
We got Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus QT Marshall and Anthony Gogo in what is an extension of the Cody versus Gogo match from Double or Nothing, and the Nightmare Family versus the Factory feud that's been going on for a while.
Which should have been at the pay-per-view. Just saying.
And in this match, the Governor got a measure of revenge after his loss to Cody at the pay-per-view when Aaron Solo had the ref distracted. Cody went for the crossroads on QT, and that's when Gogo took his shot and delivered a knockout blow to Cody's jaw, allowing QT to get the pin for the 1-2-3. QT has, in his own words now, shocked the world in beating Cody Rhodes. So, what did you think about this?
Can you say Governor one more time?
You're just really trying to call me out right here. I mean, I feel like I'm getting, okay, Governor. Is that okay?
You sound you sound Dutch. You sound like you're from Holland.
Leave me alone. Talk about the match.
Hang on a minute. Wait a second. Leave you alone. Have you seen what you're doing to my Twitter right now? Leave me alone, have your word. Anyway, so this match was good.
Go ahead, Sarah.
This match was good.
Talk about Raw for a minute. Oh, I mean, Dynamite.
Did you get a feather stuck in your throat? This was all right. This match, it was good. The only thing I don't like is there seem to be a lot of distractions in this show in general for like wins.
True.
And I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, every now and again, yes, like, you know, but it just kind of felt a bit, I don't know, feel like obviously for QT it makes sense, but we got quite a bit, I think, this one. Yeah. But when I was telling you this before, but when Gogo hit Cody, I expected a bit more from Cody, kind of like paused and then fell. Like if an ex-boxer hits you in the face, you're gonna drop quick.
Yeah, a little better of a sell job. Than that.
But
okay,
it was good. But I just felt, I don't know, it just felt a bit. I still don't feel like Gogo is being kind of used to what he can do, and I know it's like not wrestled that much or anything like that, and I 100% understand that. Yeah. But I think he's better than what they're letting him show, if that makes sense.
It does.
I'd like to see him in like a straight up match. Because like when we saw him against like Austin Gunn and stuff, he looked like a killer. And now he just looks like he's shrunk into the background a bit. And I'm not a fan.
It does feel a little bit like he lost something at the pay-per-view going forward now. And I have confidence that they're gonna either they had a plan all along or they're gonna right the ship and get it right. And I know we were like very critical on the Double or Nothing review. A lot of it pointed towards Cody, but just to point out, a lot of our criticism, and we probably didn't make it as clear as we should have, but it was mainly on the booking of the way the feud was done, the way it was booked, which I thought we made that point clear, but we pointed a lot of the criticism towards Cody, but it was really on the way it was booked that we didn't want the country versus country feud.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, we directed a lot of that at Cody, because he was the representation of one of those countries and very flamboyant in that. So,
and also with like an EVP, so.
Yeah. So
He has
so
big saying things.
You feel like, and that's where your mind goes, is like, well, he's got his hands in a lot of this, but it may not have been him. I mean, again, who
100%.
the one that calls the ultimate shots is Tony Khan. So, so a lot of that criticism could be directed his way also. But we've said numerous times, we trust Tony Khan and what he does. So I'm confident that Anthony Gogo will, either there's, again, a long-term plan, we just haven't seen the whole picture yet, or that they'll right the ship with him and get it right. So
and also I think they've dropped the country thing because it didn't seem like it was a thing.
No. So that's done. They listen.
That's nice. I'm just glad we don't have to, have that type of thing happening again. But I mean, this is a good match. It was good.
So, we're talking about Ogogo's future. Do you think that Ogogo will eventually get tired of QT still in the spotlight? Do you think that's where the next chapter of Ogogo is? Because
I
QT
definitely
keeps.
think that's going to happen at some point.
Yep.
I mean, we saw it sort of happen with Private Party with Matt Hardy for a bit when they were doing face, and now they've gone heel. They're like not doing it. So I think that might end up happening, and he like knocks him out.
Yeah, that's your face moment. Yeah.
But I think that is like probably the end thing eventually.
We still got a little ways.
We've got ages to go. I don't think we're going to see it this year.
No,
or if we do, it's going to be like at the end of the year.
It's the same thing. Like you're waiting for that moment when Wardlow turns on MJF. So kind of the same thing where I think we'll be watching a Gogo going, okay, when's he finally gonna get completely fed up with QT? Or maybe he has a shorter fuse than Wardlow, and it happens before Wardlow snap. Who knows?
Yeah.
A Gogo looks like he might have a shorter fuse than a lot of other folks. He's not going to put up with that crap long. So
no,
we'll see. Next came what was referred to as the Inner Circle Stadium Stampede victory lap, as Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Santana, Ortiz, and Jake Hager hit the ring to celebrate their big win over the Pinnacle at Double or Nothing. And we learned a few things in this segment. We learned that Jericho needs his own daytime talk show because he's giving away gifts to the crowd like he's Oprah. We learned that Sammy did 630s off his mom's roof. We also learned that Santana wants to leave FTR in a ditch somewhere. I mean,
I know the feeling.
Dang. So, we learned that Hager wants Wardlow in a cage fight in 2 weeks on Dynamite, and I want that too. I want that. But overall, we learned, or we were rather reassured, that this thing between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle is far from over. Yeah.
Oh, this is so beautiful. so beautiful.
Yeah, this was a good segment.
Yeah, this was so much fun. I just loved all of this. Like Sammy 100% deserves all the recognition he's getting for this because
he does.
It was absolutely amazing. I love how I just want to know why Ortiz doesn't speak. Just let the guy speak, people. Guys just stood there I'm so excited for Hager Wardlow MMA cage fight. I've never seen any MMA in my life. I've not seen anything to do with it. So I just love how it was, I'll challenge you to the one place I've never been beat. And I was like, is he going where I think he's going? Can they do that?
We'll see.
Are you allowed?
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
But yeah, this was fantastic. It wasn't so much a victory lap as a victory stand.
Nobody was running.
They didn't do any laps. I didn't see any laps.
No. Nope.
Jericho seems to love it when the crowd seems back, though. He literally just absorbing it. It was so good to see. But he's going to get MJF. He's just he's got blinkers on and that's all he can see now. It's just, that's it. And I just love how at the end he was like, the Inner Circle never forgives and never forgets. It's just like, oh my God.
He's got those good lines at the end of every one of his
Yeah.
promos.
Yeah.
It just, perfect way to bookend it. So do you find it interesting that we didn't hear anything from MJF and the Pinnacle tonight?
I did, but also I'm really glad.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting through this, like, the screen to come on.
Yeah.
And I was just like, please don't, because I get it, but it does annoy me sometimes when you're, like, trying to, like, you want to hear from the people that, you know, it's there for. Like, I want to hear what they've got to say. I don't need an interruption all the time. But yeah, I was glad that there was, because I literally was expecting something, and then when it ended and there was nothing, I was like, oh, thank God for that. I'm so glad, like, you know, they didn't do like
what
turn up on the ramp or in the crowd or anything like that. I was so happy that they just stayed away.
So with them not showing up, are you expecting fireworks from the Pinnacle next week?
Look, they've got to say something at some point. What I would like, though, for them to do, and I know not everybody likes, I know people like proper promos in the ring and stuff, and I do 100%, but I'd love them to cut it like they did at the restaurant that time. I'd love it to be like, you know, at a pool side or something like that, where they're just chilling, like, ignoring the fact that they lost, I think.
I guess, like a pre-tape segment, but where it
but just
has
like
that style to it.
That they can get into the depth of it, without, you know, having to like be limited to a certain time in the ring. So, because I think MJF's really good at promos, like all over, but when he does them video packages, they're so good.
Yep. Next, we found out that the best friends, Orange Cassidy, Trent, Chuck, and Chris Statlander, were not impressed with the way the world champion, Kenny Omega, retained his title at Double or Nothing. And we immediately got a response from Don Callis and Kenny Omega saying that next week we'll see footage of what they are claiming is a conspiracy to screw Kenny Omega out of the title at Double or Nothing. Then, after addressing his future matchup with Casino Battle Royale winner Jungle Boy, and in one of the funniest moments of the night, Kenny and Don Callis began chanting along with Jungle Boy's theme, Tarzan Boy by Baltimore, and oh my Lord, that was
Alex Marvez's face there was just like, I guess we're going to the match. Like, what the hell's going on? So good. So good. I love the thing with best friends, Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
I just love them four together. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
there's something wholesome about it.
So good. I don't know. Especially when Trent gave like a little fist bump. I was just like, it's so good. I want to be in everybody's gang in AEW. Like, it's just brilliant.
Seeing them together gives me the same feeling as when I see the Dark Order together now.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of that it's just that cool feeling. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So what about this conspiracy thing that Don Callis and Kenny Omega are cooking up? What do you think it could be? Any ideas?
I don't know. Like, you know, sticking to anything, aren't they?
I'm really interested to see what they put together though, because you know. You got to think it's gonna be pretty entertaining what kind of reach they have on this.
It'll be some good editing, won't it?
I'm pretty sure. So I can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see it. So, so do we get Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega at some point? Because Orange Cassidy,
I would have thought we'd get that at some point. But you know what, Kenny and Don are going to go, well, you had the opportunity.
Yeah.
To, like, you know, like, say you'd have your match at another time and you didn't. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to happen. But to be honest with you, I'm just glad that Orange Cassidy is, like doing something.
Yep. So, the next match was the last two men in the Casino Battle Royale, Jungle Boy and Christian Cage teaming to take on Private Party. This match came about because Jungle Boy and Christian they were involved with Private Party and Matt Hardy's eliminations from the Battle Royale. And this was, you know, a solid match, but But in the end, it was all about keeping Jungle Boy's momentum going as he forced Mark Quinn to tap out with the snare trap. Afterwards, though, as Christian was leaving, he was attacked on the ramp by Matt Hardy and planted with the Twist of Fate. So, one, did you like this match? And two, are we going to see Matt Hardy and Christian facing each other in AEW?
They were kind of hinting towards that with the commentary team going, they've not, they've got a lot of history of like probably something left over from TLC. Ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, please, my God, do not do a TLC match. Like, we've already seen what happened to Matt Hardy. Please don't do that. Generally scared right now. Please don't do that.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, just calm down. Everybody's a bit older than what they used to be. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why Private Party are wrestling in like, shirts and like trousers.
Yeah, like
it's really
slacks. Weird. Yeah. It's different.
So yeah, I was just like, this is like, it was a good match, but I don't know, like, it's like, again, like, it just wasn't exciting enough.
Yeah.
Look, I loved it because like Jungle Boy's brilliant and everything. But it just felt a bit like, why are we doing this? Someone like, but I'll tell you what, I will always pop for Matt Hardy doing Twist of Fate.
Yeah,
always. Because when I was younger, and obviously a big Hardy Boys fan, I went down a slide doing like, with the Hardy Boy on signals, like on holiday. So I just, every time like I see him do the Twist of Fate, it just take me back to like a summer in like the south of France, going down a water slide, going, listen, like everybody looking at me going, what? What's she doing? It doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, I thought. I mean, this obviously this match didn't have the weight to it that a match could. I mean, because the only reason it came about was because of Hardy Party getting eliminated in different parts by both Christian and Jungle Boy. So a little bit of a weak reason to have a match, but we're not going to have like huge feud matches coming out of the pay-per-view really. No. So yeah, I agree. Not as much emotion in this match. Just on a match alone, it was pretty good. But yeah, it wasn't like you had huge stakes at hand here where you're really worrying about who's going to win this match, because it didn't feel like it really mattered who won it. But I was happy that Jungle Boy got the victory for his team in the end, because you want to keep that momentum going because he's got that title match coming up. So yeah. So next we had Team Taz, more specifically Taz, not happy. He thinks that Hangman Adam Page got lucky with his victory over Brian Cage at Double or Nothing, but he's screwing with the wrong club, according to Taz. Because next week, Hangman has defined a member of the Dark Order to team with him, as they have to face The Machine, Brian Cage, and Powerhouse Hobbs in a tag team match. What do you think about this?
This should be interesting.
Yes, I agree.
Just on this entire bit with Taz, I love Ricky just like kind of rolling his eyes and walking off. He's like, I am done, and just like exited. And like Taz didn't even like bat an eyelid. He was just like, right, carry on with what I'm doing. Ricky's not happy. He's not happy with what happened at Double or Nothing. I think he feels a bit like, a bit made of a fool of. So he's not happy boy.
So has the Team Taz angle fully shifted away from Christian now and is now focused squarely on Adam Page? That's what it feels like, because I know going into Double or Nothing, it was more focused on Christian, and now like that's done. Now it's Hangman.
I don't think they might
Hangman's
be fully
the target.
done with Christian.
Okay.
They might be, but it just feels like it was just a bit of a random end if it was.
True.
Because obviously, like what Christian said to Taz and everything, it got a bit heated. So I don't 100% think it's going to be over. I think it's going to be one of them that it's left on like the back burner for a bit, and it will come back up at some point.
Come back to it.
Because I don't think most stuff in AEW is ever actually 100% done.
No. If there's an opportunity, we'll circle back to it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So It looks like Ricky Starks, could be leaving Team Taz, not necessarily officially, but it just seems like he's kind of getting fed up with things. So you could see him walking away. But
Yeah.
But for the argument's sake, if this leads to Brian Cage's departure, do we see Adam Page coming to help him in his defense against Team Taz at some point? Because, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I think there's going to be a story there with Page and Team Taz for a little bit. Anyways, this might be what keeps his attention for a while Kenny's doing his thing, because before we get to the Adam Page Kenny Omega thing. So if he's wrapped up in a story with Team Taz, if Brian Cage gets a beat down by Team Taz because Brian Cage wants to be his own man and not rely on Team Taz, it could be an opportunity to create an even bigger. I mean, you can't make Adam Page an even bigger babyface than he is, but if he comes down to help the guy that he beat, nobody else is going to come help him. So, I mean, I could see that happening at some point. And
I guess because of how before the pay-per-view, Hangman was like, look, you don't need these guys, beat me as your own person type thing.
Yeah.
And then there must have been sort of some respect.
Exactly.
For Brian Cage then not to type of go with the belt. That obviously was the plan. So I guess it could happen as kind of like a bury the hatchet thing, like I'll help you, this one time type thing. But yeah, possibly.
Okay. Just an idea thrown out there, because I think that could make Page look even better. Hey, because basically you could say Page put him in the situation where he would be by himself because he's the one that stepped up to him and said, "Hey, be your own dude," don't fool these guys. Well, if he listens to Page and then gets a beat down from Team Taz because of it, you could see it would make sense for Page to come to his defense because just out of respect.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. All right. Then we got Tony Schiavone in the rings to speak with Sting and Darby Allin coming off of their big again. But coming off their big win over Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page at Double or Nothing. And Sting says it was one of the biggest nights of his career. It was really awesome. And he was trying to thank the fans for their support, but he was interrupted by Sky and Ethan, who were on the big Tron up there. And Sky and Ethan used this as a moment to praise Sting, but to take a shot at Darby Allin, saying that Sting has been carrying him this whole time. They want Darby to find anyone other than Sting, see if Darby and that person can win without Sting involved. So, an interesting twist. I didn't see that coming. Did you like how this whole thing happened?
Yeah, and you know what? I generally went, "Oh, leave Darby alone." I'm like,
yeah,
jeez, why are you picking on the weird kid again?
And Darby didn't even get a chance to say anything either.
He literally started speaking and then he got cut off.
Yeah, I was like, never mind, not say anything. So who do you think Darby will get? I mean, who would he pick?
I have no idea.
I have an idea in mind. Because we've been toying with the idea of Sting mentoring Lance Archer. So this would be an opportunity for Lance Archer to step into the story.
Could you imagine Ethan Page and Scorpio guy's face?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like Darby by himself in the ring, and they're like, "Well, who you got?" And then all of a sudden,
as in
the countdown starts.
Yeah. So Scorpio Sky in Ethan Page in the ring. Darby comes down, stands in the ring, and they're like, "Who is it? Who is it?" And you say, everybody going, "Oh crap."
Okay, can we get Sting back? We'll take Sting.
See, if Mox hadn't gone off, I'd have said he would have got Mox.
Yeah.
Because we've had that whole history thing between them. But obviously, Mox isn't there. It's my first thing. But oh no, he's not there.
No. Can't be him. Can't be him. I mean,
So Lance Archer's a good shout.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect way to get him into that fold because we've been thinking about how we think that could be the story for Archer after losing to Miro is him kind of going under Sting's wing, and this can kind of get him in there. And once that tag match is done, just because of the association, maybe Darby goes off on his own for a bit, and Sting and Archer kind of have a story.
Do you know what in my head just popped up when you was like, so like Lance Archer comes You know, like how say Darby stayed with Sting and Lance Archer's there, right?
Okay.
I generally in my head was just like, huh. And then my brain went, I know a really cool entrance. Could you imagine Darby on Lance Archer's shoulders, like what Jungle Boy does on Luchasaurus, with Sting stood next to them?
Oh.
Oh, goodness.
See, you've taken me there, and this is where my mind went. Like you just tagged me in, and here I go. So, all right, you got Lance Archer with Darby on his shoulders, and Sting crawls underneath Archer's legs like Marco Stunt, and starts waving, doing the floss. Oh, holy crap!
I want Lance Archer to paint half his face as well. The black and white face paint gang.
Oh, this is so.
It's like a low budget West Side Story.
How did we get here? This is so ridiculous. Oh, you never know what you're gonna get, folks. You never know what you're gonna get.
Everybody dies, and then Darby pops up. Oh, my cheeks hurt from laughing that much.
I can't get Sting as a big Marco stunt out of my head. Oh. Like there's this imaginary gif of Sting flossing in my head on repeat right now.
It could be Jake Roberts that comes.
I don't want to see Jake Roberts flossing. No, I don't want to see Jake Roberts. All right, moving on.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
So, then we were. I can't even go forward now.
The podcast that keeps on giving.
Oh.
You never know what you're going to get, guys.
No, laughing too hard. Okay. Then we were presented with the celebration of Britt Baker's women's championship victory. And who was the host for this? Tony Schiavone. You called that. Love that. Yeah. Love it. And to help usher in the era of DMD and AEW, Baker wanted to have a burger party in which apparently only Rebel, Reba, and Tony were going to be invited to actually eat the hamburgers. But Nyla Rose, who was there, took exception to this because either she wanted a burger or she wants Britt Baker's title. But either way, Nyla crashed the party and left our new women's champion looking not so happy. How did you feel about this segment?
Not a fan.
Me either.
I expected something so much better.
Yeah. I was. Now, I may have missed something. I was confused about the burger part. So if there was some relevance there.
It's from her. She keeps like tweeting McDonald's and stuff, trying to get like
sponsorship
and stuff like that. Like,
okay,
she's on Insta and everything. She's all the time.
Okay, I missed that part. So okay,
yeah.
I mean, I thought, I didn't get the reference until now.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense. So, okay, so yeah, you weren't a huge fan of this either.
No, it just felt a bit too like from somewhere else in the rest of the world.
Yeah, and a lot of it was built on. I know. Because I know this reign's going to be awesome, but
100%.
Anticipation we had built up based on other Baker segments we've seen.
Yeah,
and we know how good she is at her promos, and she was still good in this with the material she's working with. But I thought she still did well for what it was. I mean, she was still in her character. She still handled that well. But yeah. Overall though, the segment it just it didn't.
I just don't understand.
It felt a little flat.
I just don't understand why the people that were in the ring celebrating were there, because they were people that aren't even like, no offense to any of them, but they're not people that are on like regular Dynamite.
Yeah, because it was TH2, I think, were there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Serpentico, maybe. Yeah, Chaos Project. Yeah.
And then like they call themselves the Wingmen.
Yeah. Yep. And when I saw Nyla in the back. Yeah, that was like, okay, something's happening here with Nyla.
Yeah,
she's out.
But I just no, I wasn't a fan.
So, are you a fan of a Nyla Baker feud?
No.
Right off the bat.
No.
I do think there's a good match to be had there. It's still a little. I know it's a heel thing though.
And that's not even the reason. I want somebody new in this title picture, because it's gone back and forth. Like I just want like somebody completely different come in and like go for it.
Yeah. In defense of it, if I'm going to argue for it, and I'm going to try to make an argument for it, Nyla hasn't been in the title picture for a while. You know, she had her title reign. She really hasn't been on Dynamite a lot, other than backstage segments when there were some attack segments and stuff going on.
Yeah.
So she's been out of the picture long enough to where, well, I think to some people at least, it could feel pressure. And also, we know she's not going to win that title. So you're not having somebody new come in, get some momentum, and then have the momentum taken away. So, you know, because nobody's going to take the title from Baker. So if I'm making an argument, I'm like, hey, if we have a little mini feud and have a good match here, and Nyla's going to lose. I mean, we know whoever is going to face Baker right now is going to lose. So that would be my only like pro this feud argument. Not that I'm strong in the argument for it, because I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm looking at those two and going, "Oh, this is going to be fire." Yes, give me this, because I don't know. I think if you threw Chris Statlander versus Baker right now, oh yes, like give me that for a month, like that right there. The only drawback is, you know, Statlander's not going to win it.
Yeah, we all know who I want it to go to next, anyway.
Yeah, that's going to be a little while. That's
I know that's going to be a little while, but that's literally
Miss Anna J.
Yes. But I don't know. I think it's just because I think what the reason is I just don't feel like the women's title, has been elevated as much as the men's title, and we know that's because the women's division, you know, they're all fairly not new, but they're not as like the men's division has a lot of established stars that started with the title, so it's been elevated. Whereas with the women's title, it wasn't really. So that's why I want somebody new around it with Britt Baker, because I just feel like it needs to get elevated, and for that we need like fresh people to like go for it, and for the stories to develop with fresh people, and you know, not for the same thing to happen again and again.
Now I'm not as. Do you know the women's rankings off the top of your head? I know you're a stats machine over there.
Grab them up right now. Give me 1 second.
I'm just curious of what Nyla's ranking is, and maybe that is the reason. Because if they're doing that based on the rankings, I can give them a little more slack. Is like, okay.
So this is rankings as of the 2nd of June. Thunder Rosa is first.
Oh yeah, that would be yes.
Ty Conte is second.
That would be great too.
Nyla is third.
Okay.
Hikaru Shida is fourth, and Leela Hirsch is fifth.
So yeah,
to be honest with you, this is really interesting because Thunder Rosa and Ty Conti's 2021 record is Thunder Rosa is 14-2, and Ty Conti is 14-3.
That's close.
Yeah.
What's Nyla looking like? What's hers?
She's 10-2 for 2021.
Okay. Because from your point of view, either one of Thunder Rosa or Tay Conti versus Britt Baker would be more in line with what I guess we would think would be a better feud. Now there's already history there, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. If you could figure out some way to hold that off, whether, you know, somehow Tay Conti jumps Thunder, just so you can hold that off a little while before you could save that one for a pay-per-view.
But don't forget though, at All Out is the women's Casino Battle Royale.
Who the Joker is going to be in that one too. So there's a lot of good free agents out there.
I can think of somebody.
You're going to go ahead and call it now. She's going to call her Joker pick for the prediction show 3 months ahead. Here it comes.
She's not, but no, I know who I would love it to be.
Who?
Ruby Riott.
Oh, and her 90-day would be up. You know, all the ones that were just released. Yep, she would be up. So that would be great. It could be. Legitimately could be. All right. You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Next, we had Pac and Penta interrupting a backstage interview with Eddie Kingston, telling Eddie to stay out of their business. Eddie tells him, though, that the enemies of my enemies are my friends. So do you like this callback to the former partnership between Eddie and members of the Death Triangle?
Eddie's friend's gone away. He needs friends.
So, good point. So do you think this partnership will stick for a while?
I think this
Mox
will
is out.
be
Do you think he's going to kind of get with him? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it makes sense. Otherwise, Eddie's like nothing to do.
A temporary band-aid for the wound left by Mox's exit.
I can just literally like in my head, in kayfabe world, I can just literally imagine Eddie was sat backstage, twiddling his thumbs. Mox hadn't replied to his last text because he's busy, and he just looked up at the screen and saw Penta and Pat getting beaten down by the Unbox. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go sort this out," and just went away. And then when he was just like getting interviewed backstage, and they came up, he then kind of was like had the little thing and was like, "Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let that marinate in your brains a little bit." Walked off, sat back down, and messaged Mox going, "I think I've got something to do while you're away." Found something, and then just was like, "All right, let's carry on."
That's it.
It's just in my head.
Yeah, that's a nice backstory. I like that.
Thank you. I thought so.
Yeah. I think that's exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we got an interesting matchup of the Bunny versus Red Velvet, and this one it was a pretty good match. One in which I thought the Bunny might actually steal the victory when the Blade gave her a set of brass knuckles later on in the match, but instead Red Velvet connected with the Just Desserts kick and picked up the pinfall victory. Afterwards, Velvet, Big Swole, and Kylan King danced in celebration in the ring. So is this like a women's faction?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
They look like they were having fun. They actually look kind of cool together. I was like, hey, all right. So what did you think about this match, though?
Yeah, it was good. It's just I just find it so hard to get excited about any match on this card apart from the first one. Which doesn't mean it was a horrible match. It's just I think because a lot of these there isn't much behind them apart from the one at the beginning, which makes sense because it's first Dynamite after a pay-per-view was setting things up again.
Just trying to get things going. Yeah.
I was just like, it was good fun, and I do like the fact that they are trying to get some depth to this women's division if they're putting these three together. So it should now start building for them, which I am 100% all here for and would love to see happen. I think 2021 should be the year where this women's division kicks off properly.
Yep. Agreed. Absolutely. So then we saw the Dark Order in the back celebrating the birthday of the national treasure, John Silver. And on his birthday, he gave Evil Uno a gift because Silver is still recovering from his injury. He's giving his TNT title shot to Uno, but is that really a gift or is that like a death sentence? I mean, Miro has the belt, so
yeah.
And it didn't take long for us to hear from Miro because in the next segment we heard from him and Miro wanted to make sure to thank God for his power, to make sure
his wife was hot.
to make sure his wife knew she was hot, which I agree with, and to send a message to anyone challenging him for his TNT title. In this case, Evil Uno, don't come after someone like me unless you're sure you can survive. I love this version of Miro, and it really feels like he's having fun. Like it looks like he's having the best time of his life. So what did you think about it? Yeah.
He's such a killer, isn't he?
He is
a killer. Like he really scares the living daylights out of me. Like genuinely, it's just these eyes are so intense. They literally bury into your soul. You just I feel really uncomfortable right now. This is a This is going to be very interesting. I feel slightly sorry for Uno.
Yeah. So, are you excited for Stu Grayson's singles run coming up? Because he's gonna because he's gonna have a singles run after Uno gets killed in this match. So, I've been saying for a while that Stu Grayson, he's one of the most underrated guys on the roster. Here's your chance. This is your chance, right?
I'll just love like the BTA after this has happened, and Uno's all like in plaster cast and stuff. He's just looking at John Silver going, "That was your present. That was it." Like, would you really like your friend that gave you basically a present where you'd go get murdered? Is that a present that you want, people? Because I mean, I love my friends, but if they gave me that, I'd have serious questions with them. Like, I doubt their friendship.
That was great. But Uno sounds like he's up for it, man. He wants to make them proud. But,
until it happens. And he's staring up at the ceiling like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh, that's good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
So, what are the odds that Miro's wife, CJ Perry, formerly Lana in the WWE, ends up in AEW with him? What are those odds?
Do you know what? I can see why. Like,
obviously,
but I think he's so much better just as he is.
Yeah.
I don't want a repeat of Rusev and Lana in AEW. I mean, I get the fact that she was playing a character, you know.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Not.
We don't need the coupley thing.
But I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't want to fall in the trap of leaving them apart just because they were together before. Because if it's good, if they work well together, then let's do it. You know. But let's tell a different story. We don't have to do it the same way. So, but I get what I same thought as you do too. Though you fear of that the comparisons.
It's not just that, but we've just got him away from the Kip and Penelope thing. He's now a killer.
Yeah, good point.
Do not
let's just have another wedding.
The same situation.
Let's just have another wedding.
No, let's not.
Okay. I'm kidding. So, in tonight's main event, we get Branch from the Nightmare Family and the Factory Fury as Dustin Rhodes faced Nick Comoroto in a bull rope match, and it was good. It was fun in some parts. It was one of the brawl everywhere type matches with two big guys. And hey, we even had a Fuego sighting. So anytime we have a Fuego sighting, it makes us smile. Even if he's being launched into the air by Comoroto, it's still good to see him on screen. But after a tough fight, one which left Comoroto bloody, with a bulldog and used the bull rope to assist him in the pinfall victory over Nick Comoroto. Afterwards, Dustin goes into the crowd to celebrate the win as the show goes off the air. Did you like this choice for the main event of tonight's show?
No.
It's a loaded question. Yeah.
See, for me, all right, I get what happened with the Bucks and everything at the beginning. We had the whole thing with Eddie and led that into that. I get that. I get why that might have been first.
Yeah.
But I would have thought the opening match would have been more of a closing match to go out on high. Because so much happened. Yeah. I don't know. I just I said, I just wasn't that in love with this Dynamite. It was good.
You think
I just wasn't in love with it.
You think it'd been better to flip it, to open it with a bull-rope match?
And
then end it. You could end it with the Eddie save, and there you go. There's your,
And then you could have on the following week the whole thing with Eddie and Pac and Penta.
As a match alone, though, that would have been. I agree. I would have closed it out with that tag match. Agreed.
Yeah. I love the Fuego bit.
Yeah.
He literally jumped on him like he was just like a fly, and then Nick came around and just threw him away.
Yep. Every time I see Fuego, I think of Slick Fudges, man. I think of you because I know you love some Fuego. So when I saw him on screen, I was like, I know who's cheering right now, man. Slick's going crazy. We all were, though. It was great to see.
Oh, yeah. It was brilliant.
But, it was a good moment for Dustin, too, because, Dustin, in the twilight of his career, for being honest, he's still at a high caliber. I'm not saying, like he can't still go, but, he's, compared to the young roster AEW has. So it was good seeing him get a big moment at the end of a Dynamite. If I'm going with a positive here, seeing him going out in the crowd to celebrate, it was that was nice. That was nice. So but I agree. Not the best Dynamite main event we've seen. If I'm being totally honest, but it had its fun parts though. So definitely the biggest talking point coming out of this post Double or Nothing edition of Dynamite, the signing of Andrade.
Oh yeah,
Andrade is All Elite. I mean, that's just like humongous news. So excited to see what happens. So you can officially start realistically creating your fantasy matchups for Andrade now. Yes.
Yeah.
So start doing it officially. I mean, we were already kind of doing it before, but
we're already doing it well before.
They're all very realistic now. They really happen. But we also got some scheduling news for Dynamite for the next couple of weeks.
Oh God.
Meaning more fun for you and I.
That's what we'll call it.
Fun in quotations. Plus some matches lined up already for those shows too. So here's some of the changes and matches coming up. Next week, Dynamite will be on Friday. Again, another late night Friday Dynamite. On this show, we will have Miro versus Evil Uno. We'll have the Bucks and Brandon Cutler versus Pac, Penta, and Eddie Kingston.
That should be so fun.
It should be.
I'm a bit confused though, because Brandon Cutler can't wrestle, can he, if he's got his little orbital bone issue?
Orbital bone? I guess so. Just keep the mask on, you're good. I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I guess he can because he's in the match. Also, we have Hangman Adam Page and the member of the Dark Order he chose, Preston Vance, number 10, versus Brian Cage and Powerhouse. And then the other scheduling change is that the Dynamite for June 26th will be on Saturday.
Oh my God, that's what they're doing to us.
The good thing is, like, when we make the move to TBS, like, I'm assuming we're not going to have to deal with this anymore.
Goodness.
The NBA will be on TNT. I would assume that moving to TBS leaves us on Wednesday no matter what during the NBA season, playoffs, whatever. We're good, right? Good thing.
Yes.
Good thing. But yeah, so yeah, the June 26th Dynamite will be on Saturday, but it won't be a late night one. It will be in the normal time slot that it would have been on Wednesdays. So that's good. At least it won't be late. That's good for me. It doesn't really matter for you. You're gonna have to watch it the next day anyway. Difference to me. Exactly. To me, that means a lot. But on that episode, we're going to get the world title match, Kenny Omega defending against Jungle Boy. So that'll be a big Dynamite.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget to follow or subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, or whatever podcast app you listen to the show on. Also, follow the show on Twitter at BeautyXTheBeard. You can follow me at LetTheBeardPlay, and you can follow Sarah at Strange_Pixie. Definitely, if you're only going to pick one to follow Sarah, because just so you can see the torture I'm putting her through with her profiles over the next few days. Oh, because it's I'm just telling you, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I can't
You're going to
wait.
be glad you're going to be glad you were there for it. All right, unless your name's Sarah. We had a blast doing this, as we always do. We hope it was fun for you to listen. And we will see you on the next one.